I find painting from life is especially invigorating when it's cold and dreary out like it is here right now. So today we're going to paint a pomegranate. And the reason why is because it's fun and exotic, and it's something that you can find pretty easily this time of year. All right, I'm just digging into this bad boy. I've seen so many videos about how to cut these things open. Look at that color. I almost feel like we could paint with the juice. Like, look at this. So gorgeous. All right. And my top isn't as aesthetic as I was hoping, so we'll just have to make that up. But come along for this journey with me. We're going to paint pomegranates, get ourselves reinvigorated, and yeah, who knows where this is going to take us, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be some happy painting. Okay, today I'm going to paint pomegranates at least 3 ways. We'll see where it takes us. I'm going to use my Art for Joy's Sake palette, get that sprayed down, and then I'm also going to bring in these handmade watercolors. These are by a artist on Etsy. It's Y-E. It's W-A-I-Y-I. And y'all can tell me how I messed that up, but super excited about these. I've used them a bunch of times. Lots of granulating, so we're going to have so much fun with that. This was a little tutorial that we did for my exclusive video on Patreon. I have a link below if you want to find out more about that. But that aside, let's get into the pomegranate. The point today is fast, maybe not necessarily loose. I always say fast and loose, but maybe not necessarily, but fast. And just enjoy the fact, like, these just came out of my fridge and they make me feel alive, and they're in front of me regardless of what dreariness is outside, and we're just going to enjoy the experience. I actually find pomegranates to be one of the most, dare I say it, easy fruits to capture in a really fun way. So I'm going very loosely with my 3H pencil, 2H, anything lighter will be great. Don't press hard at all, and it's going to be a lazy circle. And I'm just going around a bunch of times until I find what I like. Now, I mentioned earlier, I want to make this top part more iconic, more, pomegranate-ish. So I'm giving it like a little super wonky crown. Now, I'm no longer holding my pencil with this overhand grip. I'm going to the classic grip. And then I'm going to, as Sarah Simon says, start to find my one true line. And as I'm doing this, I am pressing harder now, and I'm just looking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth at my pomegranate to see, am I getting what I feel is this one true line? Am I getting that? Am I getting that one true line? Looking back and forth, and it's feeling good. All right. I'm liking the pencil vibe, so I'm going to just sketch in some of the flesh. I think that's what we call this part. It's kind of making like a little triangle here, and then it comes down here and does another little cut out. You see what I've done here? This is this area. This is this area. And then we can edit. It's not meant to be perfect. The thing about a pomegranate is you're always going to see a layer of that flesh on the outside edge if you want to get more realistic. I mean, we're definitely not photorealism here, friends, but if you want to get a little more realistic, just make sure you keep in mind that flesh that kind of is an outline of the cross section. This is the cross section. All right, let's just get into it. I'm using my big brush, the It's Just paper brush, dipping into some clean water. I sprayed down I gotta put this bad boy over here somewhere. I sprayed down my palette. You know what? I need to spray down both of these. Show. All right. And I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to get into that pinky, fleshy color and just get some of that in here. Definitely some peach moments happening here. I'm going to go loose and let the colors explode. Some brown. Look at that. So far, this is just the Art for Joy's Sake palette. Why don't I get over here and get some of this gorgeous red down in here and just get bold really quickly. This is the other thing. I just love pomegranates because there's so much going on in terms of color, in terms of texture, And to me, that screams take liberties, right? A little bit more of the flash down here. I love that brown. I'm going to grab a brown from this palette, go right along the edge, a little contrast detailing. I'm going between using kind of the curved side of that brush and just the tip. All right, rinsing a little bit, and I'm going to grab my red from the Art for Joy's Sake palette, a little bit of purple, and we're just going to start with the tip of the brush and a little press and lift, not much drag at all. A little more drag on that one if you wanted a longer berry, and then start adding in your berries. Now, you might be wondering, I don't see individual berries, Christy, because of the way you cut it. That's right. I want my berries to feel a little more individual, so I am making them so. A little more actual bright red in there. How does that feel? I feel like I want to make this wider based on what I'm seeing here. It just feels wider here. So everything's still very either wet or damp. So I'm just going right in and editing that line, that one true line. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, Sarah Simon, I did an interview with her recently here on the channel. I'm going to link it below. If you've missed it, it happened over the holidays. So originally when it was recorded, so a lot of you may not have seen it because, you know, busy. Now I'm taking just a little bit of purple, double dipped with a little bit of brown, and I'm dabbing. And I know this flesh isn't brown there, but for whatever reason, I'm kind of digging that look. All right. And then I'm rinsing thoroughly, and I'm grabbing the ivory from my palette, and I'm going to go in and make some bigger marks. But I'm going to rinse again because I'm picking up a lot of pinks and reds that I don't necessarily want. Rinsing really good. I'm going to drag some of that ivory color around. But again, being careful, like things are really blending here, and I don't really want that. All right. Do I want to do anything else? I'm just thinking on the fly. I'm grabbing like a purpley and a raspberry over here. That's really intense, but I kind of dig it. Again, I haven't changed brushes, still using the 3/4 inch dagger. I'm not minding like all this white space. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm going to go back in because I've got some juicy colors here. And I actually want to drag some of that paint with my pencil. And I can make some even more distinct kind of, what are these called? Are they called berries? They're seeds, pomegranate seeds, duh. I can make some more distinct seeds. I love this dragging technique. Isn't that fun? And let's do some down here. See what I'm doing there? Do some down here. Ooh, I love this. I'm not sure how long I've spent on this, but I gotta say what? It's pretty satisfying. It's only been a couple minutes, maybe not even 5. Doing some lifting here to get back some of that peachy color. I'm gonna add a little bit of orange and then a little bit of the peach from my set, and just gonna push it up towards that brown. Look how gorgeous. So pretty. Love. And let's head on over here. Remember, this is meant to be fast. This is meant to invigorate. This is meant to give us a vibe, give us a definite like, oh yeah, if you asked a friend, that's a pomegranate. But this approach is meant to invigorate and not to stagnate. So if you feel like you're stagnating in the technique you're using or the approach you're using, maybe then it's definitely time for you to move on to another style. Because remember, I said pomegranates at least 3 ways. And so for now, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and start pomegranate number 2. I'm going to do it right on this page. All right, I received some inks here from Ferris Wheel Press. I feel like using those. I did a quick pomegranate with them the other day and it was kind of fun. So we're going to go super loose. I'm going to use my number 12 round from the Free From Fear brush collection, and let's get into it. If you thought the last one was fast, hold on to your shorts. All right, I'm dipping in. This has got shimmer in it, and you're probably like, wait, what? Christy, don't use shimmer. Well, you know, there's always a day, there's always a way. I am perpendicular holding this brush by design. I like the way it feels sometimes. I'm going to bump right into the other one here. I'm going to pay attention to line quality. I want my line quality to be varied. All right. And then I'm going to keep it perpendicular, friends. Oh, yes, I am. I'm going to keep it perpendicular. And you might be like, Christy, what about composition? Like, these are going to be 3 big balls on the page. Like, yeah, they are. You know what? I'm not here. This ain't going in a museum, friends. This is for the love. This is for me. This is for the joy. I enjoy chasing here. So just roll with me. All right. Just run with me and we'll get her done. We're not going to worry about whose wall this might be hanging on because it's not going to. All right. Now I'm going to bring in the purple. Someone told me the other day, always cap your inks, because I was telling them about a little accident I had with my inks. In fact, it was this one, but we're not going to talk about that because now Christy's always going to cap her inks. Same perpendicular hold, and you're just going to go in and drop, and you're going to go in and really gestural. You're not sure what gestural is or what that means or what that looks like. Think about fashion sketches. Think about fashion sketches, or go ahead and Google fashion sketches. And that's going to give you a really good idea of what a gestural mark is like. It's very, a gestural mark is meant to convey movement in a lot of ways, right? So think about it that way. All right. Told you that was going to be fast. Now, could you continue on, add more of your seeds? Absolutely. In fact, I think I may do just that. I have no idea where I'm going to put my 3rd promised pomegranate. No clue, friends. No clue. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter, because this is for the joy. This is for the love. This is for you. This is for you. Keep that perpendicular hold. I love that. You are absolutely going to get less control. That is indeed the point. Less control. I know. You're like, are you kidding me? I don't like being out of control. It makes me feel nervous. But if you're going to do this anywhere in your life, do it here. Do it on the page. Do it with your brushes where it's safe. Get crazy. Right? What's that song? Let's get loud. Let's get loud. I don't know. I don't know if that's the song, but I kind of like it. Let's get loud. Let's get loud on the page. Now notice, I'm still with the perpendicular hold. However, I am letting a lot more ink drop. So I'm getting some full coverage. What I mean is some of these are outlines and some of these are blobbies. And I like that contrast. I'm going to add a little more in here just to give some visual weight to some of these areas. Stopping. I feel it. I love it. Part of me thinks it looks like a strawberry. Part of me thinks it looks like a pomegranate. All of me is happy. All of me is feeling the joy. There's the inks. So good. All right. What's next? I don't even know. I'm going to take you inside my brain for a moment. I'm struggling, of course, because I'm like, I want to make this the composition, but I'm not going to make it a composition. No. Maybe. Okay. See, I'm trying to make it a composition. I'm going to grab my cat's tongue. This is my number 6 cat's tongue, the Find Your Weird brush. It comes to a gorgeous point. Do I want that? No, I'm putting that down. I'm grabbing my Flair pen and I'm going to do a continuous line drawing. All right, let's do continuous line. I'm going to try my darndest not to lift up my pen. Now I'm going off the page, so I'm going to lift up. But I'm going to let it just do its thing. I'm going to intersect. I'm not doing a perpendicular hold this time. I'm doing just more of a holding it kind of the classic way, but way up high on the pen. I'd show you, I'd point it out, but hello, continuous hold. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat because I kind of already cheated a little bit when I went off the page and you start putting in your seeds. Oh, this is fun. Oh, see, now I fell off the page. That's not the same as cheating. I literally fell off the page. This is much more meditative. It's not as splashy. I think it's a really interesting way to kind of put a bookend on a free-spirited painting sesh, right? Because it's a little bit more, it's definitely not more realistic, but it's a little bit more, like it requires, I feel like, more of both sides of your brain. at least from the way that it's feeling on the page. See, I fell off again. I want to expand here. I want to make some scratchiness here. This is so fun, friends. I hope you will try this. I hope you will find something in your existence that you can hold in front of you. Again, as I said earlier, there's just something especially invigorating. And now I lift it up, but I'm going to stop there. About painting from life. And for those of us that live in a place that has all the daggone seasons, that can be a really welcome moment. This didn't take long. This brought us tons of joy. If you're just watching first and then you plan to paint later, I'm here for you. I can't wait to see what you do. And friends, next, I have another pomegranate video that is a little more controlled, and it might be something fantastic for you to follow up with if you want to tighten things up, have a little bit more control after you've experienced the wildness of this session. And until next time, I wish you happy painting.